Hey, this is Cory Ferguson here again for Geometrica Tattoo App. I wanted to make a quick little video to showcase some of the shortcuts that we have built into the app. Things that can increase your efficiency and save you some time. You might not have known they were in there. If you've been using it a long time, you've probably figured out, but I figured it was worth doing because if you don't know about them, they're definitely time savers, so you're going to want to know. So we've got obviously the undo and redo are at the top here, and they are also on the side on this little cluster of icons we've put here, kind of to make use of your non-drawing hand. Usually this hand doesn't really do anything when you're drawing digitally. It might be sitting here, it might be sitting here. We figured it would be handy to put it to use. So we put these undos and redos here, as well as an icon that switches from whatever drawing tool you're using at the time to the eraser. Very handy because you go back and forth so often between those two. You might as well have it right there instead of having to move your drawing hand from its stable position up to the top for an action that you do so often. So the main action for our shortcuts we call a long press. That is just simply putting the Apple Pencil to the screen for roughly a second, and something will happen on almost every icon on the screen. So since we're talking about these ones, we'll start here. The undo and redos. If you long press on those, it just becomes a rapid undo and redo. And for the drawing tool, this will work for your drawing tool and also the eraser. You can do it with your finger or the pencil, it doesn't matter. If you long press on it, a text box will appear at the top of the screen controlling the thickness. So if you want your eraser or your drawing tool to be larger or smaller, you just long press on it and you can turn it up and down. And then for the top undo redo, you're also going to get the same thing with the rapid undo and redo. And it doesn't really apply to long press, but if you're not sure, if you didn't already know, we also have the 2-finger undo, 3-finger redo. So then as far as the icons go, your drawing tool, long press on this one is going to switch to the last drawing tool you were using, which happens to be the eraser, but it works for any of them. Suppose we switch to the shading tool, back and forth between marker and shading. Also something that you do quite often. And then the color, you long press on that, it's going to go to the last color you used, white. And you're also going to hear that little click when you do long press, so you know that it worked, that it was activated. So for all the icons in this little section, the long press basically turns them on without having to open the drop-down box. So normally you might click on that, you can hit enabled, you can change functions about it that you may want to change. But sometimes they're already set to what you're just working and you're just going back and forth. So if you don't need to do that, you don't need the options, you can just long press. The ruler, it's going to go back to whatever the last ruler you had turned on, whether that be straight line, circle, or ellipse. So those are all the same there. Wallpaper, gradient, and the different one at the very end here, the layer icon. When you long press on that, it's going to just add a new layer for you, and the text box will appear at the top to let you know that it has done so. And that's about all you need to know about the long press shortcuts. I hope you found this helpful. I find these little shortcuts are great. They really once you get into the rhythm of your drawing and you're, just going, it saves you a lot of time not having to open the drop downs and mess with things if you don't need to at the time. So enjoy. There's gonna be a lot more videos like this coming, so subscribe to our YouTube, and you can always get in touch with us on our Instagram page. It's at Geometrica Tattoo App. Thanks again. Take care.